more catches, more effort. If we call 21 pass plays, we want him to be open on 21 pass plays. We're pushing everybody just to try to be perfect on every rep at practice, because we know in the game mistakes are going to happen and the defense is going to make some plays, and those guys are on scholarship too across the ball, and those guys also are going to make plays. But we're just trying to chase perfection at practice, and just trying to chase him to win his one-on-one battles. Whether that's running by somebody on a go ball or if it's going up in the air and making the catch. And we're pushing Trey and all these guys to run perfect routes. Get to the exact route depth and read the coverages and convert the routes. The way they're supposed to be ran. So Trey's doing a great job, but I mean we're trying to push everybody to be better, including me. So I appreciate it. Coach Whipple, he pushes me hard every day, no matter if it's a walkthrough or a scout team period or whatever the case may be. So we're still pushing everybody across the board just to try to have perfect practice and perfect reps.
What's Coach Whipple like the day after? Do you enjoy those, just back and forth with the guy who's been in it as long as he has? What's that like?
Yeah, I mean, during the game, he's really good. He's good at communicating and just asking me what I saw. If I come off and if he saw something different, he'll say, "Hey, did you see this guy or this receiver? Did you see that defender?" But usually he does a good job of communicating in a very good tone. And then after the game, he'll talk to me briefly. And then when I come in on Sundays, we watch the film together one-on-one, and then we also watch the film as an offense. And I go in his office a lot and we talk. But he's a really good communicator. I think that's good for a quarterback and the play caller to have good communication. Frost has great communication as well, asking me during the game, after the game, what I see. And the day after the game, Coach Whipple has been very positive, and he hasn't, like I said, the guys have probably told you from by now, the coaches have been real positive and encouraging, and nothing is personal. So on Sundays, we're just trying to watch the film and get better. If I miss a read or if I miss a throw, I mean, it's all in the film, and we're all in the meeting room, so the whole offense knows I missed that throw or I missed that read, or if a guy misses a block or if a guy drops a pass. There's no hiding, there's no secrets. We're not trying to attack anybody and taking it personal. So I think the coaches do a good job of just making it known that it's not personal and that we're just trying to get better.
How do you like to lead during a game? Like when a tackle misses a block, gives up a sack, what's your approach within the game? With
Yeah.
the guys as a
I usually don't have to say anything. If I feel like that we have multiple plays where we have missed assignments or missed blocks, then I'll go talk to the offensive line on the sideline and kind of be encouraging, give them a pep talk and say, or sometimes before the play I'll be like, if you guys give me 2 to 3 seconds on this play, or we're going to have a big play. If you lock in and block this, it's going to be a touchdown or it's going to be a big gain. So I kind of alert them sometimes before the play. But during the sideline, like I said, I just try to be poised and be positive. I've learned that that's probably my best asset to this offense and to this team, is just be encouraging, staying even keeled, being calm, and providing a lot of poise. But unfortunately, when you play quarterback, if you make a mistake, everybody sees it in the stadium, right? And everybody can, because you're touching the ball every play. And then if you play offensive line or you're blocking for a run or a pass play, if you make a mistake, either the running back's getting killed or the quarterback's getting killed. So, they may have 75 plays in a game and get beat once or twice. So you have a couple mistakes, but it shows up. It's more obvious because the quarterback ends up on the ground or the running back ends up on the ground taking those hits. So I try to be positive. I understand there's going to be mistakes, and we just try to move on and play the next play.
Your targets through 2 games are pretty spread around, pretty diversified. Is that a focus for you to keep the defense guessing, or is it as simple as you're going to the open guy?
Yeah, I'm usually just going through my reads and my progressions. There's a very few plays in the game where you have multiple guys that are open. Sometimes, depending on the coverage they roll to, there's multiple guys that can get the ball. But I usually go to the first read and my first instinct. If it's a man coverage and if it's like a one-on-one battle, I may, pre-snap, trying to kind of predetermine best matchup, best skill set, depending on route and leverage. But, I usually just base it on the coverage and the matchup. I usually don't look out and say, oh, I have this guy. But, I mean, Trey, Marcus, Isaiah, Alante, Brody, Bill, I mean, all those guys do a good job. Omar, he did a good job coming in this past week. So the receivers, when they run routes, they always feel like they're open. So usually after the play, I come back and I'll hear 2 or 3 other guys be like, you could have came to me on this play. I was wide open. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you get completions and you're moving the ball, that's all that matters. So sometimes Omar will catch a comeback in practice during the game, and then Marcus or Trey will come back and say, hey, if you would have looked at me, I was wide open. So, but they don't always understand the coverages and, how to see flat defenders and kind of throwing away from rotation and blitz and stuff like that. So I usually just try to throw it to the open guy.
You guys have been very good coming out of the start of the game and out of halftime. Why
Yeah.
success?
That's a big emphasis for us in the off season. We really emphasize starting fast and finishing, and the defense got the best of us sometimes in training camp and in spring ball. We would drive the field, but we wouldn't always finish the drive with a touchdown or points. So Northwestern and this last week against North Dakota is very positive notes for us to be able to start the game with a touchdown drive and then come out of halftime with a touchdown drive. So I think any offense wants to score to start the game and also coming out of halftime. So it was really big for us. And in this past game, the best positive that came from it was that we finished the game. We scored 31 points in the second half, and we scored, I think, 17 points in the fourth quarter. So it was big for us to finish on offense.
Frost said that there's going to be more first team versus first team in practice moving forward. How beneficial will that be for you?
Yeah, that'll help us a lot because it'll give us some more game speed, live reps. And so going against the first team defense, good on good is the best that you're going to get. You're going best on offense versus the best on defense, and guys are playing full speed. It really helps me as a quarterback being able to see coverages and see receivers and DBs running at full speed. They're running at over 20 miles per hour usually, so that's big for me. And then that'll help our offensive line and running backs be able to get live looks at the box and kind of executing inside the box. So I think it'll be good for our whole team, but it definitely helps me as a quarterback be able to make throws at game reps where the receivers and the running backs and DBs are coming out of their breaks and stuff like that. Everything's a little bit faster when it's good on good, as opposed to going against scouts or maybe doing like a 7-on-7 period where it's not as fast and you're not going to get hit. So.